Callum, hold tag you for that selection. And who was that? Who was that? I should be introducing you, but you just played that song.
That was Bugs in the Attic. It was like a sick group from the 80s that no longer a thing anymore, but yeah, they were a vibe, so I like playing their stuff out in it.
Thank you for the vibes. So yeah, thank you for coming to AllChanJazz at Fred's Radio. We have Secret Night Gang in the building. No, I'm joking. And congratulations on your debut album. Thank you so much for blessing all of us with your sounds, your vibes. And I'm just so honoured to be able to break it down with you and find out more about you guys. So introduce yourselves.
I'm Callum. I play saxophone, piano, and write with Kimani. Hello.
And I'm Kimani, and I'm the vocalist in Secret Night Gang, and I also write along with Callum as well. And yeah, it's been a vibe for the past 3.5 years.
Wow. Wow. So where did you meet? Because you've known each other for a long time.
Yeah, a long time. Going on about 15 years now.
Wow.
We actually didn't even meet like through music. It was more like playing football back in Manchester.
What positions? I play football, you know.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm a goalie.
Is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I play for Stonewall.
Well, our position varied at times. So there was times where I'd be like centre mid. There'd be times where I'd be right back. And there'd be times where I'd be like attacking mid. What about you, bro?
Me? I was a straight out centre back, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just like chilling at the back.
We would have been working together. We would have been working.
I was just chilling at the back, making sure no one got past. You know what I mean? I was the big guy at the back, just holding it up. You know. Yeah, and then I did play goalie for a little bit actually.
How did you find that? Not everyone can handle it, you know.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I was pretty fortunate actually because like some of my family was like actually a goalkeeping coaches and stuff.
Wow.
So I just did loads of stuff with him. With my cousin. And yeah, I got really into goalkeeping at one point.
Really?
To be fair, yeah. And it was funny enough actually. The percussionist who played on our album, a guy called Lee Mullen, who's actually our football coach. Mine and Kamani's years, and this basically how me and Kamani met. And he was a goalkeeper coach at Manchester City's like academy. It was at the time. And me and Kamani used to go there on a Tuesday night and Thursday night playing football. And then years later, me and Kamani ended up getting into music, and he come and played percussion on our album.
That is so crazy.
Yeah. So.
But it's just how life is sometimes, you know. Things 100%. Just go full circle.
Full circle. Yeah.
Indeedy. So, like you said, Manchester. You're from Manchester, aren't you?
Yeah, we're from Manchester.
Now, what's Manchester saying? Because there's a lot of artists coming from Manchester right now.
Manchester right now has got a vibe for me. It's like a real vibe. There's like a whole movement around music. I feel for a long time it's just like the concentration's been on London and other cities so much, but there's actually like a huge scene going on in Manchester, and there's a lot of like new artists coming out with fresh music. And you know, most of them me and Kamani know really well, and we've worked with a lot of them for many years. But there's loads of people on the scene. There's some great new people. Caitlin Lang, she has a new jazz sort of acoustic project that's really cool. Also like the like of Contours and Worker, all doing their things constantly. Yeah, Matt Wild as well. He's a great jazz musician from Manchester, piano player. He's bringing out some cool stuff. And who else? We've got Ellen.
The Love Scene.
Yeah, Love Scene as well. Who were another sort of disco.
I know
Alex.
Band. Alex in the band. Yeah.
Yeah, you know Alex. So yeah. There's a big movement going on again. I think just like in terms of jazz music, soul music, just the whole scene is this really moving in a direction, and it's just good to see. And I'm sure anyway, me and Kamani can represent Manchester, we will.
You guys are, man, 100%, because the sound that you're bringing, just like you're saying, it has that jazz, but it's not just jazz. Yeah. It's actual instrumentalists. Like, sorry, I'm not even speaking instrumental. It's actual instruments. Like it's actual sound that you can feel. Like, to me anyway, it's texture, and it feels like it's timeless. It could be in any era, you know. And I feel like in this new age of music, a lot of it is just produced just to get the result of a hit, but it's not it's not everlasting, because
Yeah,
I
of
won't
course.
remember in a year's time because it sounds exactly the same as somebody else.
Of course.
So, you know, it's just really refreshing that people like yourselves are coming out here and just creating a whole new wave,
100%.
you know, because sometimes people don't even know that's what they're missing until they hear it. So,
No,
it's
100%. I think
fantastic.
it's, you know, so important that music isn't, you know, it's never got any restrictions on it. And that's, you know, one of mine and Kamani's main focus, that we try and make our music limitless. And like, you know, we're not saying putting boundaries on it by putting it, you know, in one genre category. It's like, you know, why not? Yeah, it's open for interpretation. So why not, you know, why put a boundary on yourself or music in any way? So, you know, the amount of different genres we can build in and work with is the more creative we can be.
100%.
So yeah.
Yeah, I just think with the industry, they just like to put people in boxes, you know. But real artists, real musicians, they can't be put in a box. You know,
Exactly,
music is
exactly.
free. It's an
free.
expression. You can't
Exactly.
you can't put music in a box.
Yeah, exactly.
Might play it from the box back in the day, but
Yeah.
so let's talk about so where was we? Okay, so you met at football.
Yeah.
Okay, so you met at football. So then what happened with the music? What happened? You scored a goal and then you realized you was doing it in a high note. I don't know.
Well, not quite actually. So like we lost contact for like about a good 3 or 4 years. And so then like we ended up going to the same high school. Didn't even know for a year that we went to the same high school. Up until then we like joined the Steel Pan group.
Give me a high five. Yeah. That was me too. I'm loving it. We got a lot in common. Yeah.
So then we started like playing Steel Pans together, and then like we realized, wait, we know each other, but couldn't remember how we knew each other.
Wow.
And then joined the dots together from another friend that used to go to football with us. And then from there, kind of escalated from playing music to then me getting into singing and Callum getting into playing saxophone. But actually,
We actually both of us never actually started on the instruments we play now. Kamani started as a drummer, and we both played steel pans together for a long time, and we did that, you know, throughout high school and our life. But Kamani started as a drummer and I started as a piano player.
Wow.
Yeah, playing like classical piano music. And then one day I started to pick up the sax, and that's what I wanted to do then. But I still play piano a lot, and Kamani still plays piano. Kamani's playing piano, but he don't play kit as much anymore. But
I'm slowly here and there.
his voice is where it's at. So he found
is.
his voice.
Thank you. Yeah, that's pretty much it, to be honest.
So how did you then start singing?
So like it was always an on and off thing, like because like my brothers, like they were like musicians, and my mother, she sings as well.
Okay.
And growing up around that kind of like, it was always there. It was something always there, like lodged in the back of my head, because I would always hear like my mum singing, or I'd be in the car with my dad listening to like tunes like sort of like Part-Time Lover and Ain't No Stopping Us Now. Didn't know who the artists were at the time, but then later on like studied like whoever they were, and of course Stevie Wonder and McFadden and it's just, I feel like
Delicious.
endless. And I just feel like I'm like going through the motions of like how like everything started really now. But like, yeah, that's it really. Yeah.
Okay. So then you came together, and then what happened then? Was you like, okay, let's start a band, or?
Well, for me, I don't know if it was the turning point for you, but for me anyway, it has to be when we went to Love Supreme Festival in 2018. We saw Earth, Wind and Fire. We saw Earth, Wind and Fire and like Level 42 and George Clinton and the Parliament Funkadelics and stuff. And like coming back from that, it kind of inspired us to kind of want to write music. Like even though like it was something that that was discussed like 2 years prior, and it was just like it was already in the works, but it just going to Love Supreme kind of put that fire in our bellies, and we wanted to like kind of just put out there music that we've been inspired by to then, you know, yeah.
That's insane, but it's beautiful.
Yeah,
It's
I think
beautiful.
it's like we were like planning for so long to do music, because we'd be together every day playing music no matter what. Do you know what I mean? Everyone else would be outside playing football, or in lunch break we'd be in a music room practicing, or just doing something, writing music. And I think, yeah, it's like that burn did come from Love Supreme, because we always wanted to write tracks, and it's like, let's do this, and never got really round to it. And then it was like, we went to Love Supreme, and we seen so many different diverse music at one festival. We seen like all the soul classics that we love, like Earth, Wind and Fire and George Clinton, but then, you know, you got the likes of Robert Glasper there, Christian Scott, you know, these new people, Gregory Porter coming through, all of these, George Benson. We seen like a whole variety of music, and we come back and we were like, let's not put ever a limit on what we want to do. Let's be like that festival, and that's how we should write music, is so free and never put a limit on it. And that's what we did then.
Come on, you was gonna say something.
Should also mention Layla Hathaway was there too.
Woo! Damn.
She's great.
Damn. Wow. I mean, that is just incredible, because I feel that's what it's about, is inspiring other people to be the best that they can be, and also know that they can do it. And I feel like, going back to like what I was saying before about the way the industry is, or what we kind of are pushed to think that is what music is, or what we should like, you kind of feel like, oh, but the stuff that I grew up on I can't really do, because where can I do it? But there is a space, and, you know, look what you're doing today, so we give thanks. So I wanted to use this little bit now to play maybe one of the songs that have influenced you, actually.
Yeah. Did you want to play that tune of yours?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. So this tune's called Any Love by Shaka Khan and Rufus.
Ooh.
Yes, indeed.
I hope you guys enjoyed that. So why did you choose that song, Kamani?
Well, Shaka Khan, like, she's one of my main influences in terms of, like, if I was to go to like a female vocalist to listen to them, it would be Shaka Khan. Just everything from like her phrasing to the shoutiness, and just the crisp of the backing vocals are beautiful, and like, it's everything and more that you want from a vocalist. And yeah, she's queen.
she is a queen. I actually watched an interview she did on, was it Vlad? Is it Vlad called? You know that thing where the guy's never on camera, but he's interviewing everybody you could ever think of, people that you didn't even want to remember. Yeah. And she is so down to earth. And you know what? She's actually kind of rude though at the same time, because she was like, listen, I ain't working with just anybody. If these people want to email me, I don't care. And I'm just like, yeah, you set your boundaries. You let them know. You're Shaka Khan, yeah? You're not out here with these fake batty and this and that, yeah? You're not gonna just link up with anybody. You know, you worked hard. Yes, I love her. Literally, give her flowers every single day. Okay, sorry.
Shaka Khan.
Yes. Okay, so where was we on the timeline? All right, cool. So you guys then came together and was like, yeah, let's make a band. So then what happened then? Like, what was the process then to make the album? Because you're saying 2018, where are we? 2022. Yeah. So that's not even that much time to create what you've created.
Well,
it's so good.
To be honest, we spent like a year, maybe even like just less than a year, like writing the album. Me and Kamani spent a lot of like late nights, a lot of time in a room together, just writing and deciding what we wanted as a sound. And then after that, it was a big choice of like, right, who do we get to try and create this sound? And then we were fortunate enough to meet our producer, who's a woman called Yvonne Ellis.
Okay.
She worked with Simply Red for most of her life. Yeah.
I met Simply Red one time.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's just me. No, because I was on Question Time one time.
Oh, okay.
A lot of years ago. And then, yeah, I forgot his name. What's his name again, the lead singer?
I can't remember, you know.
Yeah, I met him, and I was just, you know, because you grow up on this sort of music, and then when you see them, you're just like, wow, like, time's passed, but wow, like, yeah, anyway, sorry.
Yeah, so
back to what you were saying.
We were fortunate to go to this like jam night that had sort of started, and yeah, we met Yvonne Ellis, and along with her we met one of our good friends now, a guy called Mikey Wilson. And Mikey Wilson's been the drummer for many bands, legendary, still currently the drummer for Corin Bailey Ray. He's played with Stevie Wonder, Lionel Richie, Marcus Miller. Jeez. Anyone you can think of, he's done a bit with. Dust Junkies, yeah, he had many great bands. He was part of the Jazz Deflectors as well. It was a great band from Manchester back in Yeah, and Swing Out Sister. Long list. It's a long list of people. So we met them and we were like, you know, they were like really keen to like, what are you guys doing? You guys are, you know, like got a vibe about you. And we said like, we want to do this album. You know, we've written a load of material for it. And we just said to Mikey, like, would you be down to come down and listen and even just give us some advice or, you know, or have a play with us? And he'd be like, I'd love to. So we come down and Mikey just loved it so much. He was like, man, I'd love to, you know, we asked him to be on the album and he agreed.
Wow.
And then, you know, along with Mikey came Yvonne, and Yvonne's now our producer, and she produces all of our music with us and does all of our mixing. So then that was the foundation really of like what started Secret Night Gang, and then after that we branched out and started to get some of our friends in. So we got one of our close friends, Jack Duckham from Manchester, who's an amazing guitarist, and we spent a lot of time on the scene together playing function gigs and weddings and stuff, and we knew Jack for a long time and we love his guitar playing, so it was immediately we wanted Jack. So then Jack come in, and then I had to kind of decide on like some horn players that I wanted to play with as a horn section. So the first person I went to was a trumpet player called Aaron Wood, who I've played with on a lot of other records as well. We did a lot of stuff with artists in Manchester together, so it seemed right for us to work together as a horn section. And then, not long after then, me and Kamani met a guy called Elias Atkinson. He's an amazing trumpet player from London. He's done many projects with Soweto Kinch, to Blue Lab Beats, he's in the Balamaya project at the moment. So he's an amazing guy. So that was my horn section stuck in place. And then, we not long ago met Nicola, who's from Italy. He's an amazing Italian keys player who moved to London.
Today,
He's here today with us. I'm sure you guys will hear him soon. And me and Kamani have always been a fan of Nick as a person, and even just his playing is absolutely outrageous. So it seemed right to also put him in the band. Yeah. And then we kind of created this solid unit of musicians, and musicians of like different diversity and different cultures and different backgrounds, and we've now created this like solid sound of like old generation of people like Mikey and Yvonne, with us coming through and our friends who are a little bit older as well, like Jack and stuff. So it's like a nice vary of age across the band, and I think that's what also creates the sound and the maturity of SNG, I think.
Yeah. I mean, as a fan, now that you've broken it down like that, I can definitely hear that, and it works so well. So break it down, like with the album, with the song choices. You know, what inspired, like, you know, my favourite song, I want to ask about my favourite song, actually. My favourite song of yours is The Sun. Now, what inspired that song, because that song, just think about it, I feel hot.
For me, I wrote that song. I wrote it at the top of Greenwich Park, actually.
Really?
On the viewpoint, that's where I wrote that song. Yeah, on a summer's day. On
ends?
Yeah, on a summer's day in southeast London, I was like, no one was around for the weekend. Kamani had a gig, gone back home to Manchester. No one was around, and I was just like, I'm going to go on a big walk. And I went on this huge walk, lots of reflection about life and what was happening in my life at that current time as well. And that's what came out. It started as a poem, actually.
Really?
That I wrote. Yeah, so if you actually read it, the lyrics on its own, it's actually a poem. But then we arranged it into a song.
Incredible.
And that's how it came about, the song, But the process, I think mine and Kamani's processes are like similar but very different as well. And it's like for me, it's especially the songs that I write have like come from a place of my own life. And I try and, you know, always when I'm writing lyrics, I try and make the lyrics open for interpretation, so that I'm not giving my story to the audience. It's that the audience can listen to what I've had to say and interpret them to themselves and relate what, you know, especially the sun, relate that to themselves. Because to so many people, the sun will mean a complete different thing to what it actually meant to me. And that's what's special, you know, and that's what me and Kamani try and do in all of our lyric writing. And writing doesn't come, for me anyway, it doesn't come at any time. We don't sit down and say, let's write a song. It doesn't work like that, you know. I might wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and have an idea or some lyrics or a sentence that I want to write down. And yeah, it's just all, I think for me it's just our life experiences put into a piece of music.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I do. Oh. I think, yeah, like in terms of like the songwriting process, yeah, like Callum will have a set of lyrics and he'll bring it to the forefront, or I'll have a set of lyrics and bring it to the table, and we'll like look in fine detail of like each line sometimes, you know what I mean? Yeah. And we'll try and like see if it makes sense or not, and kind of like, rather than make it, sometimes it's good to make it personal, but then sometimes we don't want to make it too like personal to a point where it's not open for interpretation, if you get what I mean. Mm-hmm. So we look in fine detail of that really, and then
sometimes we just write some lyrics
together.
Just having a, you know, sometimes we have music there, but the lyrics is just like, you know, it needs to be plain and simple and just stuff that people can vibe to and just catch along to, catchy motifs and just. Do you know what I mean? People will vibe from, especially like a tune like Captured.
That's
you know,
a vibe.
That's just like a straight out and out disco vibe. Yep. Chic, Herbie Hancock, whatever you can think of. And but for that tune was less of a deeper life experience, but just a tune of just, this is what we're into and this is what we love, and we just did the vibe from that really. But yeah, the tunes vary from like personal life experiences to lyrics to try and influence people, and also lyrics to just help people through life.
It's all in the context as well. We just like taking people on a musical journey.
I was gonna say, I was gonna ask you actually, how did you then come about Brownswood? How did that happen? Because you've released an album, so yeah. Well, did you have the album ready and then brought it to them, or was it? It
was kind of. We actually released a single on our own, which was The Sun, as an independent thing. And we released it, and as soon as we released it, people were just immediately vibing it, saying like, and we, you know, for a long time actually, a lot of people, even, you know, Mikey as some of our peers, we were like, we want to release The Sun as our first song, and they were like, it's a bad idea. they were like to release like a slow, it's an 8-minute track as well. To release an 8-minute single that's a slow tune, that's soul. They didn't think it was a good idea. And me and Kumani were set on this idea of releasing it, and when we did release it, people enjoyed it, and they were Mikey was blown away, and to this day he still says, you know, you guys taught me a lesson there.
It's always important though to follow your gut.
Yeah, hundreds, and yeah, that tune just kind of developed. We sent it out to Giles, and he was on holiday actually when we sent it to him, so we never played it out. But we seen a video of him playing The Sun round his pool in France. So he'd obviously heard it and then absolutely loved it. And as soon as he got back to the UK, he played it out on BBC Radio 6.
Amazing.
And he got halfway through the track, it was like 4 minutes in, and then spun the track all the way to the top.
Wow. 8-minute song, you know, that wheel up.
So.
And that's what it is, because if it's good, it's good.
Yeah, exactly. And we had like nearly, 13 minutes airtime on BBC Radio 6 from the track. And apparently Giles had loads of calls in after the track was playing from people like, who's this? And he kind of was like, actually, I want to hear what more you've got. And we had a meeting with him, showed him some tracks.
Wow.
And he was down to sign us.
Incredible, man. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Believing in yourself regardless, going forth, man. Because I just feel like sometimes, we listen too much to other people instead of just doing what we know in our gut that we need to do. So I'm so grateful that you did that, or else I wouldn't be here having you on this show. What else? There was something else that I did want to ask actually. Oh my gosh, my brain. Oh, I don't know. It's gone. So where are we now? So what have you got coming up next? Any gigs?
Well, we've got back in Manchester a headline show at Band on the Wall. Ooh. It should be pretty tasty.
Yeah.
We're really excited for it. Everyone's looking forward to it, and we're in good spirits. And yeah, there's a few other things, but you'll just have to like keep your eyes peeled, and when you know, you know.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do that Guildford festival.
Yeah, that's in Portsmouth as well.
Okay, wicked.
Yeah, like it's called Guildford Arts, I think.
Yeah.
They wanted to do as a night, so we're doing a night there. Also Leeds Light Festival. We've been booked on that for July. And we have a lot of exciting announcements to come soon.
Is there new music?
We're not allowed to say.
There's new music, guys. Believe me when I say. No, I don't
Your
know.
words, not ours.
Okay, so I think this bit now will be your other song, your other selection. Was it your choice, Callum?
The next song is Herbie Hancock, Magic Windows.
Ooh. Now it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you, live in the studio, Fred's Radio, Secret Night Gang. Jeez.
One day, not long ago, I asked the sun to stay, stand by me forever and love me no other way. There was no reply, no other way, but I felt to try to stay. And so I asked the sun to stay. And so I asked the sun to stay. But then I knew I'd let her go someday. But then I knew I'd let her go someday. When the tilt of earth had worn away the glow, the warmth we once felt had gone away. Love has found a new place, a new home in what I used to know. And so I asked the sun to stay. And so I asked the sun to stay. Oh, but you, I'd let her go someday. But you, I'd let her go someday. After all this time, the sun will never shine. It lights up the sky like it once felt that day. It brings joy and happiness, but always goes away. And so I asked the sun I let her go someday. But then I knew I let her go, I let her go, I let her go, I let her go someday, someday. I asked the sun, I asked the sun to stay. Oh, but then I knew I had to let her go someday. But then I knew I let her go someday. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, oh. Next tune we're gonna do, thank you. The next tune we're gonna do is called Fall in Love. Hope you enjoy. 2, 3. The first thing that I think about in the morning is you, baby, and how I want you in my life, and how I need you in my life. You are the one for me, lady. You brighten up my day. No matter whatever comes my way, you're always in there for me. Oh, because you love me, and I love you too. Cause I'm with you every day. I wouldn't have it any other way. Cause all I do is fall in love. Fall in love with you. Cause I'm with you every day. I wouldn't have it any other way. Cause all I do is fall in love. Fall in love with you. Every time that I lay my eyes on you, girl, it's like I'm falling in love all over again. But I've come to realize with you how I feel. It doesn't make a difference now or then. You are my world. I try to tell you every day, honey, I care for you. Believe me, every word that I say. I'm on a high when I'm with you. I know you feel the same way too. I can do anything when I'm with you. Cause I'm with you every day. I wouldn't have it any other way. Cause all I do is fall in love. Fall in love with you. Cause I'm with you every day. I wouldn't have it any other way. 'Cause all I do is fall in love, fall in love with you. 'Cause I'm with you every day. I wouldn't have it any other way. 'Cause all I do is fall in love, fall in love, fall in love with you. All I do is fall in love, fall in love with you. I'm with you every day. Oh, I'm with you every day, and I wouldn't have it any other way. No, oh, no, hey, yeah. And all I do is fall in love with you. Oh, every day is like a blessing to have you in my life. Oh, all I do is fall in love with you, babe. Every day is like a blessing to have you in my life. All I do is fall in love with you, baby. I'm with you every day. Yeah, yeah. Every day is like a blessing. Ooh, Lord, yeah. I don't hate you. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, fall in love, fall in love, fall in love. Fall in love, falling, falling. Fall in love. No, no. Thank you. Thank you. Cool beans. Okay. Wanna be with you, yeah? Yes, indeed. Yep.
Yeah, let's do one more.
Oh, no. We got one more for you. It's Wanna Be With You. I hope you enjoy. Yep. Something in the way I feel, oh, my heart begins to fall. The way you look at me, yeah. Oh, it makes me want more. I wanna be with you, wanna be with you. I wanna be with you. I wanna be with you, wanna be with you. I wanna be with you. Hey, hey, the wind passed by my window. The leaves fall off the tree. I always want you with me, yeah. But it's harder than it seems. I wanna be with you, wanna be with you. I wanna be with you. Oh, I wanna be with you, wanna be with you. I wanna be with you. Late nights, phone calls take me by surprise. Wishing you were in my arms. Time is giving me the chance to understand how to make it feel life. I wanna be with you, wanna be with you. I wanna be with you. And I wanna be with you, wanna be with you. I wanna be with you. Singing, oh, I need you to understand that I wanna be with you. Ain't no day, all day and night. I'm gonna hold her tight. I don't know where, I don't know where, no, hey. Singing, I need you to understand that I wanna be with you. Oh, all day and night. I'm gonna hold up, hold up, hold up, hey. Oh no, no. I need you to understand that I wanna be with you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh, wanna be with you. And I wanna be with you. Wanna be with you, with you. Whoa, whoa. I wanna be with you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on AllChanJazz and giving us that amazing performance. Thank you so much. Where can everyone find you on the socials and things like that? What's your socials?
Well, we're on Instagram. It's called Secret Night Gang on there. On Twitter, we also call SNG_Manchester. We're on Facebook too. And yeah, just find us via that.
Thank you so much. I've got the biggest smile on my face, guys. This has been AllChanJazz. Tune in next month. Bye.